I feel like I say this a lot, very often, but I really didn't want to talk about this because I initially saw the first part of this situation where Ark was donating to Fortnite streamer Nick830, and pretty much he was asking him for video ideas. He was being very polite about it. He was donating during a stream that was very chill. There weren't that many donations being sent to Nick at all, and it was very chill. Ark was just asking for some video ideas. He's a much smaller creator, much smaller Fortnite creator, and just wanted to be nice, donate some money whilst asking for some video ideas. And the entire time, Nick was just being kind of very dismissive about him, just saying to stop spamming this, that, and the other. And I kind of thought it was a little bit blown out of proportions and that this video didn't really need to be made, but whatever, right? I didn't really think too much about it. But then I saw how Nick responded to after the fact when Arch ended up making his video saying that he had been scammed by Nick830. I think Nick's response after the fact is honestly the thing that is the most outrageous about this entire situation, because for a guy who's supposed to be very family friendly, he's playing a game called Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a game where you play as an outlaw of the Wild West, where you can go around and start killing people if you really feel like that, completely disobeying the law. And even in like the live stream that has now been cut out, because I actually went onto Nick's channel, looked for the live stream, found a live stream, tried to find a part of the video or the live stream where he was talking about Arch, and it got trimmed out. He completely got rid of it. So if you go onto the original live stream, you cannot find it. It is not there. So I had to go and look for a re-upload of the video. And later on in the live stream, he goes and is trying to watch a show. And instead of paying 50 cents to go and watch the show, he pulls a gun out on the guy surfing the tickets and then brutally murders the man for not allowing him to watch it for free. So, Nick, if you're watching this, that wasn't very family friendly of you for someone who wants to be supposedly very family friendly, but, you know, whatever, right? We'll let it slide. It's a video game. I understand. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a pretty cool game, even though it was pretty messed up of you for killing your horse. I know you didn't have a horse survivor, but still pretty messed up of you to do. Regardless, though, just think that's a little ironic considering the fact that he's supposed to be the family-friendly guy, the guy who plays Fortnite and all these like kind of mature-esque games, even though Fortnite's not really super mature, but the guy who's supposed to be very family friendly does things that are not so very family friendly. I just think it's ironic and a little funny. But the way that he responded to Arch throughout this whole portion of the live stream, talking about how he was harassing him, he was being disrespectful towards him, he was spamming him with the donations and this, that, and the other, and yada, yada, yada. And then saying something that was actually completely disproven by Arch in a video that Arch had responded back to Nick830 after he was told by people in the comments that he had responded to him. And he was talking about how, look at all your other videos before you made the one on me. Look at like 3,000 views, 1,000 views, 8,000 views. You're not getting views at all, but then you make one on me. You're a clout chaser. You made more money on this video than the money that you paid towards me, which Arch donated like $8 to $10 at most. He donated a couple of times, just trying to get some responses out from Nick830. And then Arch completely shows his analytics and the video was not monetized. And Arch also responds back by saying that his entire channel is not monetized. And at the time of when Arch had made the video, he was around a very similar size to my channel. And just from my own perspective of how long I've been making videos and how long it took for me to get monetized, it was more likely than not that he actually wasn't monetized. And even then, it's completely up to him of whether or not he wants to be monetized in the first place or not. And the fact of the matter is that Arch shows in his analytics that he wasn't monetized. He didn't make any money off of the video that he had made off of Nick830. So Nick is just completely wrong in the sense that he didn't make this video to be a clout chaser, to get more clout, to get more subscribers, and to get all these views, to make all this money, and yada yada yada. It's just incorrect. He was just completely wrong about why the video was made. The reason why Arch made the video in the first place is because that he felt like the response that Nick had given to him during the live stream was just really disrespectful, and all he had to do was just give him a video idea for a Fortnite video of any kind. Arch didn't care what the video idea was. He just had to give some video idea. This happens all the time with other streamers, and you could have responded to anything. You could have responded in a way that didn't make you look like a scumbag, but instead, Nick decided to go ahead and completely freak the fuck out and start saying all this trash about Arch for no reason other than that he's super butthurt about the video being made about him, and that's basically it. I think this whole thing was completely blown out of proportions. Nick could have just given him the most basic generic idea possible. All Arch did was just ask for an idea. He didn't care what the idea was, but instead of doing that, he basically just ignored him and then called him a spammer for asking for him to respond to his first donation. And then when Arch made a video talking about that and the fact that he was upset by that because he thought that Nick was being very disrespectful and rude, he freaks out at Arch and then says a whole bunch of things that are just straight up not true, and it makes himself look absolutely bad. If I was Nick A30, I would immediately apologize and potentially even give the money back that Arch had given to him, even though it wasn't really all that much. It was like maybe like $10 at most. Who knows how much it actually was, because I wasn't actually keeping count of how much he was donating to him. Regardless, though, I think Nick needs to apologize. I think he needs to address this and just give Arch an apology of some kind, because he was being an asshole. That's pretty much the best way that I can put it. I think Nick was being an asshole towards Arch, and I think what he needs to do is just simply apologize, and we'll move on, and no one will care about this in like 2 days. That's all he needs to do. Anyways, that's pretty much it, though. That's all I have to say about the situation. It's completely blown out of proportions. Nick was acting very immature and very childish, even though he's like a decade older than Arch. Nick is almost 30 years old, ironically, and yet he's acting more immature than the 19-year-old. So whatever, I guess. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe. I want to give a channel shout out to Patriot360 and Renegade Enigma for being members on the channel. I'd really appreciate if you guys consider joining memberships. It would be amazing if you did. But without further ado, I guess I'll just wrap things up for now. I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.